Recording started. All right. Ramayana. Shloka Ramayana. Yeah. ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पत आनशृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनं श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गोः देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गोः देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। ॐ भूर्भुवस्सुवः तत्सवितुर्वरेण्यं भर्गोः देवस्य धीमहि धियो यो नः प्रचोदयात्। निःश्रेण्यो ब्रह्मलोकस्य वाग्देव्याः कर्णकुण्डले धर्मद्रुममहामूले वाल्मीकिव्यासयोः कृति। बुद्धिर्बलं यशोधैर्यं निर्भयत्वम् अरोगताम् अजाढ्यं वाक्पटुत्वं च हनूमत्स्मरणात् भवेत्। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने। कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकिकोकिलं। श्रीराम राम रामेति रमे रामे मनोरमे सहस्रनाम तत्तुल्यं रामनामवरानने। रामनामवरानन ॐ नम इति। Namaste everyone. Welcome. Yes. Chinmayma, namaste. Right on time. Just finished the shlokas.
Yeah. I just finished one session, so I remembered it's 9 o'clock.
Ah. Sure.
Otherwise, you lose track of time sometimes. Yeah.
All right, let me share my
Great.
screen.
Nice.
Yeah. We are resuming from chapter 1, subchapter 56. Yeah. So Ahalya's Shapa Mochana was completed. Okay, so ಅದಾದಮೇಲೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ trying to show his superiority over Vasishtha. That episode also is over, and he tries to very arrogantly show that he is very powerful, but he fails. He miserably fails. So because Vasishtha is far more powerful than he is. There are multiple layers, multiple ಏನು ಹೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ hierarchies in rishis ಅಲ್ವಾ. So you begin with a rishi, and then you have a brahmarshi, you have a rajarshi, then you have a maharshi, and then brahmarshi alva. That is the sequence. So a rishi, and then a rajarshi, maharshi, brahmarshi. So brahmarshi is one who is like the most realized. So ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಇಸ್ ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ವಾಮದೇವ ಇವರೆಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿಗಳು. ಸೊ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೇಜ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸೇಷನ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಂತರ. ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ವುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಿ ಅ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿ ಯೆಟ್, and he would I've read in some anecdotes that he was very jealous that especially Vasishtha was a brahmarshi and he's not yet anta. So sikkabade extreme tapas he does, so in order to get promoted or in order to get that sthana of a brahmarshi. Okay, so this is before he became a brahmarshi, is when he tried to show all his powers to Vasishtha. Although he causes a lot of damage, he still fails because Vasishtha is far more powerful than Vishwamitra at this stage. Okay, so in fact I'll just go by these last sentences. So many astras Vishwamitra bandu he shoots at Vasishtha to show his superiority, especially because he wanted Vasishtha hatra ira kamadhenu. He wanted it. Vishwamitra wanted the kamadhenu that Vasishtha had, and Vasishtha refuses because he says that's the only asset, or only she is completely mine. Which kamadhenu is completely mine. I cannot partake with her anta. He tells Vishwamitra. Vishwamitra, as a counter, he tries to give so many things, so many millions of cows, some millions of horses. ಏನೇನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು ನಿನಗೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. But still, Vasishta says, I need nothing of those things. I just need my Kamadhenu to be with me. Ashta. Do not ask me to give her Ranta, he says, which Vishwamitra doesn't like because he's also a king. At this stage, he's a Raja and a Rishi both. Ali. Not just the Rajarshi. Yeah, he's like a Raja who is a Rishi. So he's a Rajarshi at this stage. So he wants to show his power as a king also, and he wants to show his power as a Rishi also. ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಬ್ರಹ್ಮಾಸ್ತ್ರ ಕೂಡ ಬಿಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅವನು ಆನ್ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಆನ್ ವಸಿಷ್ಠ ಬಟ್ ನಥಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್ ವರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಓಕೆ ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ at one point of time Vasishta gets so angry, full patience in that he tries to calm Vishwamitra down, but Vishwamitra doesn't let go of his aggression or that arrogance that he has. So at one point of time Vasishta is like, nothing doing, that's it, we have to stop this anta heli he shows his very ferocious form and then he defeats Vishwamitra. Okay, so I'll just maybe read from here ilinda. So these are all the names of so many, the Danda, Paishacha, Krauncha, Pinaka, Vayavya, Mathana, Hayashira, so many astras Vishwamitra shoots at Vasishta, right? So he hurled two spears known as Kankala and Musala, all of these, right? So finally, at one point of time, Vasishta is supreme among those who meditate, and what transpired was extraordinary. Okay, the son of a Brahmana used his staff to devour all of these. So just ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಇರೋ ಆ ದಂಡ, ದ ಋಷಿಗಳು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರೋ ಕೋಲ್ ಥರ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಮಾತ್ರ ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನು, he just uses his staff, and all those astras that Vishwamitra shot at him get destroyed. Right? So the son of a Brahmana, that is Vasishta, used his staff to devour all of these. When all these were pacified, in anger, Gadhi's descendant invoked Brahmastra. So Gadhi's descendant is Vishwamitra. He invoked the Brahmastra. On seeing that weapon, on seeing that Brahmastra had been invoked, all the gods with Agni at the forefront, the divine rishis, the Gandharvas, the giant serpents, and all the three worlds were terrified. Right? However, even that extremely terrible Brahmastra was devoured by the Brahmana's energy. Right? So, yenta astra bekadru nin bidu nino, if I am out, I don't have arrogance within me, I will still win. Anna, on the message we can take from here. We didn't spend too much time contemplating on what this could mean. And Vishwamitra was somebody who was very wise. He had a lot of knowledge and a lot of skill within him, but he had arrogance within him. And that's why, despite throwing the most powerful of the weapons, he still didn't win because he had arrogance. So, and Vasishta was able to win because he didn't have arrogance. ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥದಲ್ಲಿ ಅದನ್ನು ತಗೋಬೋದು ಅದನ್ನು ಅಲ್ವಾ. So this portion. So however, even that extremely terrible Brahmastra was devoured by the Brahmana's energy. O Raghava, Vasishta devoured everything through the Brahmana's staff. Just on the Rishi, the Danda itkondo, he destroyed everything. Right? The great souled Vasishta devoured Brahmastra and assumed an extremely terrible and fierce form that confounded the three worlds. From the great souled Vasishta's body, from the great souled Vasishta's body hair, flames seemed to emerge, and those fiery rays seemed to be tinged with smoke. The Brahmana's staff flamed as it was held in his hand. It was like the fire of destruction, devoid of smoke, and was like Yama's rod. The large number of sages praised Vasishta, supreme among those who meditate. O Brahmana, your strength is invincible, and so is the energy you bear and ignite. O Brahmana, you have countered the great ascetic Vishwamitra. O supreme among those who meditate, show your favors, let the distress of the worlds be dispelled. Thus addressed, the immensely strong and great ascetic was calmed. Countered, Vishwamitra sighed and spoke these words: shame on the strength of Kshatriyas. The strength of a Brahmana's energy is indeed the strength that is most powerful. Is indeed the strength that is most powerful. A single staff of a Brahmana has destroyed all my weapons. On examining the matter, my mind and senses are pleased. I will resort to great austerities so that I can become a Brahmana. So that is the Brahmarshi Agatakoskara anta. Okay, there we had ended it there. So resuming from chapter 1, subchapter 56. Okay. So remind me, we'll start with chapter 1, subchapter 56. Rashmi has not joined yet, Allah. Rashmi
She's
has not joined. Yeah. Okay.
I just ran
Hmm.
a thought that is coming to my
Hmm.
mind. Um, some of us believe in the Vamsha that we are born, like
Hmm.
the Gotra ಹೇಳ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
ವಸಿಷ್ಠ
Vasudha
ವಿಶ್ವ
Gotra, Vishwamitra Gotra.
ಜಮದಗ್ನಿ ತರ ಒಂದೊಂದು
Hmm.
ಗೋತ್ರ.
Hmm.
Is that connected to the psychology of any traits,
Genetic
any
structure, Allah. It is the
genetic,
genetic structure.
and also mostly about the psychology of that group of people? Like, have you observed that everybody who belongs to probably say Vishwamitra Gotra
Hmm.
are like this? Athara andre
Hmm.
common traits athara enadru?
That's a very good question, and I think that's a very good thing for a research. Actually, research ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅದ್ರ
ಹೌದು.
ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಗೋತ್ರದ
ರಿಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ ಏನೋ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ,
ಮಾಡಿನೂ
ಬಟ್
ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೋದು.
ಇದು ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ.
ಹಾಂ.
Because I'll tell you why.
ಹ್ಞೂ.
Um, because even the certain Gotras,
ಹ್ಞೂ.
certain what do you call that? Even the Vedas change. Like for example, Srivatsa Gotra, if you go to see, no,
ಹ್ಞೂ.
90%, as far as I know, they're always Samaveda people,
ಹ್ಞೂ. ಹ್ಞೂ.
mostly. Okay.
ಹ್ಞೂ.
I have yet to come across somebody who's not a Samavedi, the persons who are coming under Srivatsa Gotra. Like that, Atre Gotra is Yajurveda. This is Veda, of course.
ಹ್ಞೂ. ಹ್ಞೂ.
But there are certain traits which are very commonly found
ಹ್ಞೂ.
in people from one Gotra.
ಹ್ಞೂ. ಹ್ಞೂ. ಹ್ಞೂ.
Like that, it is all, they are all connected to that particular Rishi.
ಹಾಂ. Basically, yeah, the
Atreya Rishi, Atreya Rishi, no, he is
Atri.
the
ಹ್ಞೂ.
founder
Atreya.
of the, I mean, the forefather of the,
ಹಾಂ.
so the
Atreya.
DNA is expected to match
The genes, yeah.
to one extent.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
The
the
GNA.
psychology impacts the genes impact the
Yeah.
psychology, both ways. So
Absolutely, absolutely. And so what happens is definitely you will find, like, oh, you're Atre Gotram. No, that's why you're like this. We say that
either
often.
before the other, yeah, we don't know, yeah. Hmm.
That it comes like that. The anger, some people have very angry they get and all. So that particular trait will be seen in most, that agitation, restlessness you will see in people who are in Atri Maharshi's lineage. And the same thing you will see a lot of calmness, in people. And it is again, like you say, you can do research on this as a subject for PhD probably, but then basically it is a fact.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Because
also,
see, no matter what you say, now see, your daughter or your son will be like you only. There will be
Allah,
some
there's a
traits which will
small change
completely
as
be
well,
like.
Yama,
that's
because the
where I have
wife
a question.
assumes the husband's gotra
Huh.
after the marriage.
When we get married, we have a different Gotra, and then we
Hmm. Hmm.
go
They
to the
do that
family.
because that is the reason why they don't get married in the same Gotra. Because you will be like brother, sister.
Hmm. You will be
That is the
easily
reason they don't
distance
give you
cousins,
in
yeah.
marriage to the same Gotra.
Yeah, genetically, yes. Psychological traits is.
It's there, it is there, but then it's not proved or anything, darling.
Uh,
Only thing is, I am pretty sure because I have
I
seen
think
different
it is
Gotras.
proved, ma. I think it is
Huh?
proved.
Maybe
Let me look
proved.
into it. Let me look into it. I
I
think it
don't
is
know.
there.
I don't know.
Because they have found the clear association between gotras and genetic structures.
100%.
So
Yes,
it
yes,
is
yes,
there.
yes.
So I think the reason, because in Indian cultural systems, the wife comes into the husband's family completely. So
Correct.
nature nurture everything changes for the woman, alwa. So I'm sorry. I think
No,
Nanga
no,
had
see,
some.
no. She comes from another Gotra.
Hmm.
What happens is she comes from another Gotra.
Hmm.
Her nature is partly from that Gotra. So the blending happens only when she's from another Gotra. What happens is the nature, if it is the same nature, they will repel. That is the reason
Allah,
why they
Nallama,
don't.
when they go to, suppose the wife is going to a temple and giving for archana and they ask for gotra, the
Yeah, she
wife
has to
will
give husband's Gotra.
the wife will
Yeah,
give husband gotra. Yeah, why she could have, she can as well give her own gotra. Yeah, Why is it?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
very
her
true. No, but
message. Why is she changing? Why is the lady
that
changing?
why does she change is
Hmm.
because in society,
Hmm.
to have a civilized society,
Hmm.
you need a set of norms. Now, what happens is once she's transmitted and put into that Gotra,
Hmm.
then she has no connect with this. When they're doing the Kanya Panigrahanam,
Hmm.
at that time itself, they'll say,
Hmm.
this one from Fala Fala Pautri Putri
Hmm.
from this particular Gotra is now given to this Gotra.
Hmm.
So the dana is made, a
Hmm.
Kanya dana is made.
Hmm.
So when there is a dana which is made,
Hmm.
automatically
Hmm.
the all you are saying I've given it to you means you have to own her completely.
Other that is by principle, but the dana ana odane the genes need not change aliyah. The I think
Genes will not change, but the genes do change with mix of blood,
the
which
mix of
happens when they have an intercourse.
mix of blood till now, yeah, the nature versus nurture both. The her environment is changing. She's in the house of the
Agreed,
husband.
agreed,
Everything is changing,
agreed.
but
But the nature also changes
yeah, yeah, both, both,
of
both,
the
both.
woman because she completely surrenders to that man and
As
that
per
family.
the
That is why there was
Hindu
no
culture.
coming back in those days.
Mm-hmm.
Nowadays, that it's a different ball game where it's no, you cannot compare it today.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm talking about previous year.
Mm-hmm.
It is like that only. You are always fully connected to that family. The
Mm-hmm.
everything is with that family.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you see North Indian people, Arthi only Arthi will go out of the husband's house.
Mm-hmm.
In North Indian families, once the marriage is done,
Mm-hmm.
delivery, everything is done by the husband side only.
Mm-hmm.
They won't even, they'll just go see the daughter and come. They won't even drink water in their house.
Mm-hmm.
That is the extent to which they believe in that
Mm-hmm.
she has gone to the other house. Once the marriage has happened, she's dead for that family, actually. That's why so much crying. Because those days they know that she won't come back. She will be going there. She will belong there.
Mm-hmm.
Which anybody who is given their daughter in marriage will understand that because you really feel that one part of you is gone. You know, it's
Rashmi
like that.
Kalyani, you're saying something, Hidama?
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, I mean, I have thought about this a lot,
Mm.
and what answer I
Mm.
found out is, I mean, I have given to myself
Mm.
basically.
Mm.
So it's not see now not very recently.
Mm.
I think it's all dead now,
Mm.
but there is two systems. One is the patriarchal system, and
Yes.
other is the matriarchal system.
Mm.
Even in parts of Northeast India, still matriarchal system runs,
Mm.
and
Kerala
then
also.
the husband goes into the wife's
Mm.
family
Mm.
completely.
Yes.
Mm.
Yes.
Example in the Mahabharata is Chitrangada. She is a queen,
Mm.
and even Ulupi.
Mm.
Arjuna marries them,
Mm.
and it's not that Arjuna forgets and all, that
Mm.
is a later on addition, but in
Mm.
the Mahabharata, it's clear that
Mm.
she is a matriarchal queen, and Arjuna, she won't come to Arjuna. If Arjuna wants, he can stay there.
Mm. Mm.
So Chitrangada and Ulupi stay and rule there. They are the matriarchal queens.
Mm.
They can marry any prince,
Mm.
Raja,
Mm.
for children. That is the matriarchal system.
Mm.
And if
Mm.
the husband wants, he can stay there or he can leave,
Okay.
whatever.
Mm.
So before matriarchal system also was very common, and
Mm.
it's the other way around then.
Mm.
Then it got diluted, and now in very less places it's like that.
Mm.
Even in some
Yeah.
places of coastal Karnataka,
Mm.
the Tulu people, some families, it's still there in
Mm.
South India also,
Mm.
and in
Mm.
In
North,
Kerala, it is there. Kerala, it's very famous.
yeah, and in
In
Northeast it's very
Taravata and all, Taravata is only a lady who will be there.
Mm.
She's
correct,
the head of the family there.
correct,
The the ladies of the house will stay in the mother's place only. They won't go anywhere. The
exactly.
men will
It's
come and
changed. I
stay.
think it
That's
is
how it is.
quite more than 50 years, Achuma. That is changed. It's not happening in Kerala now. At least.
But that is
Mm.
original. That
Maybe I
was
mean
the
that must be
original
increased
Correct.
now.
system.
Almost
That's what
was
I'm
If you
80,
go
100
to
years now.
if you go to these places, no, like in that Alvai and all, no, near Haripad,
Mm.
Haripad that side
Maybe
over there, that
some
Naga
remote
temple is
location.
there, no, Mannad Shala. Over
Mm.
there, it's still like that only.
Maybe some remoter places, yeah. But in most places like Trivandrum, Kochi,
Yeah,
it has
it's
all
not there
changed.
today.
Yeah, yeah.
Today, it's all not
It's
there.
not
I'm
there.
saying generally that was the
Mm-hmm.
funda,
Mm-hmm.
basically.
But in this day, in Northeast India, it's still
Mm-hmm.
prominent in some places. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
the point, what I told to myself
Mm-hmm.
is, so basically, one of the two parties has to sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sacrifice or whatever you call it, I don't know. One has to, because when they're becoming a family, you can't be of different whatever origin. So if the wife is going to the husband's place, she is giving up her gotra and taking the husband's gotra. If it's the other way around, it's the wife taking. So one will give up and take a common identity. That's it. I don't see any two.
We
I mean,
don't see that, but basically, this is that is the reason why man rules over a woman. Because basically, this is one of the reasons. Because she's giving up and coming there, no? Instead of being grateful to her, the man is always powerful that way, and his ego is always high.
no, but there
And
are
women,
matriarchal systems also. There's no one
matriarchal
ruling over
systems are
her.
not so prominent today, no?
Yeah, but
That's
I mean, the
because
mentality of the human can change and become negative.
absolutely it goes whichever way. There
But
is no big deal.
the idea is one of them giving up and having a combined
That's
identity.
true.
That's what I
And
feel.
yeah, very true,
Yeah,
very true. But
yeah,
you know, if you
Deepu.
go to see
Yeah.
in a marriage, for example, if you go to see just last one line, if you go to see in a marriage, what happens is they actually become one. After some years, what the husband will think the wife will do and what the wife will think the husband will do. This happens, it's an experience. The earlier they are together, I mean, the earlier they are mentally together, physically they are, even if they are together or not, they are so, it becomes so one they become, after a point of time of marriage. This is out of experience. I'm saying most people are like,
I mean, there's a lot of exchange of energies happening there.
yes,
Let's
lot of
transition to
exchanges.
Deepu. Yeah, Deepu, you had a question. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so my intention of asking that question was, if at all we get to understand some personality traits, or the kind of psychology that runs in the Gotras, maybe as an application point of view, okay, Kashyapa is this, Vasishtha will be this. So when I'm getting married from one Gotra to another Gotra, what are the things that I can take? What are the things that I can let go? Uh, Maybe that will help us become a better version of ourselves. And that was the reason I asked, to understand the if there are any psychological traits run in the Gotra. In Okay,
Yes.
everybody who belongs to Vishwamitra tend to
100%.
think like this, or tend to behave like this.
100%, ma.
Can't
That is
standardize
true.
it. There are going to be some deviations, but if there are certain common traits, then it'll be easy for us to apply.
It is there, but what happens is nowadays all this is not applicable so much before, much because mainly because people today they don't even do the Sandhya Vandana telling the Gotra name. I belong to this. The Sankalpas they don't do. Every day, every time you reiterate to yourself that I belong to this Gotra, I am so and so, and you connect yourself with the Gotra, the traits of that Gotra will come to you. But just being born in that Gotra doesn't mean that you will have the traits of the. Or if you are in Vishwamitra Gotra, we cannot say you will have the traits of Vishwamitra with you. If you connect with that Vishwamitra by doing the Sankalpas, doing your Vandanas, all the Sandhya Vandana, all the different kramas that a man who has to do, a person who is in that Gotra, only when he reconnects with the origin does the origin become, he becomes part of the origin. If he doesn't have any such practices, then he's as lost as anybody else from any other Gotra. This is what I personally feel.
So I was just looking at the ChatGPT response. There were 7 primary Gotras and there are 49 extended Gotras. So
Okay.
you have Atri, Bharadvaja, Gautama, Jamadagni, Kashyapa, Vasishtha, and Vishwamitra. Those are the 7 primary Gotras. That are the Saptarishis. Right?
Okay.
Atri, Bharadvaja, Gautama, Jamadagni, Kashyapa, Vasishtha, and Vishwamitra. Okay,
Hmm.
extended 49 only you have Agastya, Angirasa, Harita, Mandavya, a lot of them are there, right? So, otherly. So, every thing of these again they have their specific traits. I'm just trying to check, see, there is one psychometric personality, what do you call that? Categorization, okay, it's called Ocean, under the OCEN, okay, it stands for openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, amicableness, and neuroticism ಅಂತ. Right, so ocean ಅಂತ it's called ocean traits ಅಂತಾನೆ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ ಗೂಗಲಲ್ಲಿ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ. Openness, conscientiousness, extraversion, amicableness, and neuroticism. So I remember very long back reading about how these 7 Gothras can be sort of subclassified under these 5 traits. Ada. Openness are those people who have that trust. They can easily trust people. They are trustworthy. They can trust people also. ಅದರ ಕನ್ಸೈನ್ಷಿಯಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಅವ್ರು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಕಾನ್ಷಿಯನ್ಸ್ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡೇ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅವರು. ಅವ್ರು ದೇ ಕಾಂಟ್ ಗೋ ಔಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಮಾರಲ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಥಿಕ್ಸ್ ಎಟ್ ಆಲ್. Extraversion are those people who like to keep meeting more people. They are extroverts. ಆ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನ್ಯೂರಾಟಿಸಿಸಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ದೇರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಹಿಂಗಿದ್ರೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಆಗಬೇಕಷ್ಟೇ, ದರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ನ್ಯೂರಾಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ರೈಟ್, ಸೊ ಆ ಥರ ಸಮ್ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟ್ ದಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಸಮ್ ಗೋತ್ರಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆ ಅದು. ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಶೇರ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಐ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಇಟ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಮೆಟೀರಿಯಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಮೀ. ಅದು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಸೊ ಬಟ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ಐ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎನ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಫಾರ್ ಇಸ್ how does there can be a very silent husband and a very bold wife, and when she enters the husband's family in a patriarchal system itself, when a very bold wife enters a very mild husband's house, does she still take up the gotra of the husband? Psychologically, even though if she is controlling more than the husband, does her gotra still change? What happens to the child's gotra? So now the child will continue the gotra of the father. Okay, if 2 genetic structures were getting mixed, then a new genetic structure had to get created. But the fathers then continue ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದ. So irrespective of whether the wife is strong or not or weak or whatever it is, as per our Indian cultural systems, the husband's gotra is passed over to the child. Why? I don't know. Okay, now even
That's only
nuclear family ಆದ್ರೂ as a joint family ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಗಲಿ, it's still continuing, but does it still apply?
ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ ಬೀಜ ಅವ್ರದ್ದುನೆ.
ಯಾವುದು?
ಬೀಜ is from the man only.
It can be, but main genetic structure. So yeah, maybe if you took it that way, see the
But honestly, practically, I was recently studying genetics in my, and genetically, the intelligence of the child is completely from the mother.
ಹೇಳಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ಅದನ್ನ?
Yes, it is 99% from the mother. Recent studies have been made, and that's what even it surprises me. Genetically, the intelligence of the child is 99% from the mother. That's what the studies are showing.
What
So
about the rest? I mean, what comes from the father then?
that we have to see. I don't know.
Face features and all. I don't believe. I don't really
Study maybe
agree
will
with this.
verify ಮಾಡೋಣ ಅದನ್ನ, right? Because there are children with 100% characteristics of the father.
Of the father, yes.
Yeah.
See, there are 2 children males. Yesterday, for example, one of my students, who's my student, he looks. No. He has a brother, younger brother. Okay, both 2 brothers. They are the first brother, the son of the student of mine. That fellow exactly like his mom. Every characteristic, the way he behaves, the way he talks, everything. The second fellow looks exactly like the father and behaves also like the father. Completely.
Yeah.
It's so funny, it was yesterday it was very apparent to me. I asked her, I asked the mother, she's saying, you're so right. That's exactly how they are. The first fellow is like me, but the second one is just like his dad. He looks also like his father only. Like again, sharp copy of the father. Second son. So I'm saying that these are all things, it's all very subjective. But again, like you said, no, it depends on the dominant person in the couple.
So does Gothra really count now? Is a contemplation we need to do? Yeah.
Now I doubt if it is counting, because
And
they don't do the karmas. I told you, like, see, if you are saying, no, I am a Vaishnava, if you keep connecting with Krishna, completely, who is the originator, then you become a Vaishnava completely by heart, mind, soul, body, everything. But if you're not at all connecting with that Krishna, you're not at all there with the origin, you are bound to go drifting away. It's a simple thing because you don't have any direction. Because you're not connecting with the source. Similarly, the same thing, the source is the Gotra, Atreya. Atreya, Archana, Nusha, they will say like that. There is a shloka may only, when they're telling the Sandhya Vandanam also, it will come like that only. So when they're telling every single day, Sandhya Vandana, Madhya, Nika, Madhyanam, everything when they're doing, Samita Danam, everything they do, this happens. Very strongly, they have to tell that. So it's a reiteration to them that they are part of that Gotra for themselves
Correct, correct.
and for others. Even when they are doing namaskara to somebody, they will say
They will
Archana, Anusha, they will, yeah, they'll tell the Gotra and then do the namaskara. So to that extent, they get connected, but that's not happening nowadays. So I doubt if that connectivity still holds.
Yeah, Shruti?
Yeah.
In
Okay.
I had
practice,
I
one
think
question.
Deepu had started saying something. Deep, Helama?
even though it is not practiced as strictly or with as much conviction as it was practiced before, if we probably understand the nature of these Saptarishis, then we'll have some takeaways as to what are the traits that we have, what are the traits that we have to overcome, or what
Ad
are the
Madam.
traits that we have to
Ad
kind
Madam.
of encourage and things like
We'll
that.
do that. We'll do
In
that.
a couple counseling session, maybe why did I get married exactly to this person who has so and so traits?
Mm, mm,
What is my karma and what is my learning? If it is a karmic connection, there should
It
be
is
some.
only a karmic connection. 100% it's a karmic connection. Nothing is happening in this world on coincidence or as a sudden thing. Nothing happens as coincidence. Everything is preordained and predestined, and it's going to happen in that way only, whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, whether anybody else wants it or not. What is ordained only will happen. And that
I'm
is whether you accept it or not. So
I'm
there is no
creating that
choice in this.
chart. So I'm creating that chart for the Gotras and the psychological traits. ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀನಿ. I'll share it.
Achha.
I'll share it with all of you.
Oh, great.
Okay, so what exactly is there? In fact, neuroscientific explanation ಕೊಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಪ್ರೀಫ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಯಾವ ಗೋತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೀಫ್ರಾಂಟಲ್ ಕಾರ್ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫಾಲ್ಟ್ ಮೋಡ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಯಾವುದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಇಸ್ ಮೋರ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಅಂತ ಎಲ್ಲ. I just got the chart. I'll share this with all of you. ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು.
Oh, very nice. Very
Thank
nice.
Okay.
Please.
Yeah.
Please share it on the group.
Yeah, yeah,
some.
yeah. Okay.
But is it from
So
ChatGPT?
then now the question will come over here, Rahul. The question will come over here, Rahul. For women,
Uh,
like she said just now, for women they'll change the Gotra,
ಅದೇ
but they
ಅದೇ
won't
question.
get the trait of they cannot be born with the trait of
Correct, correct.
that Gotra. They have to what is that? Grasp it or whatever, imbibe it in themselves. That Gotra,
Alas,
no?
see, I mean, when you take any non-Indian country, whether US or UK or Australia or Africa, they didn't follow any Gotra system, for
Exactly.
years together. But they have been reproducing. They have been having children. Again, what sort of children? What is their behavior? That's a different topic, alva. So,
Yeah, yeah.
if you had to get somebody extremely good, like Albert Einstein also didn't have an excellent life. He was a genius, but he didn't have a good life, right? So maybe you take a role model person like that. So does that mean that the right combination of Gotras happened amongst their parents? So ಒಂದೇ ಗೋತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದವರು ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನದ್ದು ಚಿಲ್ಡ್ರನ್ ಸರಿಗಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ವಾ? ಏನೋ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗೋತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದ್ದು ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅಷ್ಟು ಜನನೂ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾರಾ? ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಕಾಂಟಂಪ್ಲೇಷನ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಯಾರ್ದು ಕ್ಯಾರೆಕ್ಟರಿಸ್ಟಿಕ್ ಟ್ರೇಟ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಡಾಮಿನೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿದೆ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೌ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಇಂಪ್ಯಾಕ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟೈಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಚಾಯ್ಸಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಸಿಷನ್ಸ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ಸ್, ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಪ್ರಿವೈಲ್. ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಫಿಟ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ, ವೆದರ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಹಿಸ್ ನೇಮ್, the
Darwin.
Darwin ನಂಗೆ ರಿಚರ್ಡ್ ಡಾಕಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಯಾ, ಚಾರ್ಲ್ಸ್ ಡಾರ್ವಿನ್ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ
Darwin
ಸರ್ವೈವಲ್ ಆಫ್
is
ದ ಫಿಟ್ಟೆಸ್ಟ್. It was not survival of the strongest. See, I mean, there's a whole podcast on that sentence. It is not survival of the strongest. It was survival of the fittest. That's why
Yes.
cockroaches survived better than dinosaurs. Alva? So
Absolutely.
dinosaurs were trillion times stronger than a cockroach, but a cockroach was more fitter. It was not stronger. Alva? So ಯಾರ್ದು ಫಿಟ್ ಆಗಿದಾರೋ, ಯಾರು ಅಡ್ಯಾಪ್ಟಬಲ್ ಆಗಿದಾರೋ ಅವ್ರು ಉಳ್ಕೋತಾರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
I just have one question. I liked how Machinmay said it's that you connect with your Gotra by telling it daily, Anta. So one observation is, as I said, probably after the marriage, if it's a patriarchal house, the woman takes up the man's Gotra and she starts connecting with that Rishi.
Correct.
Say when it's a matriarchal system, the man takes the woman's gotra and he
Correct.
starts connecting with that.
Correct.
And
Exactly.
my other question is based on this. So I don't know my gotra. If it's like that, then I can connect with any rishi by
Yeah, yeah,
telling
yeah.
his
Yes,
name.
of course.
I
ಈಗ
can.
ನಾನು
Okay.
ನಂದನು
Like how
ನನ್ನ
you
ಹತ್ರ
take a
ಗೋತ್ರಾಸ್ ಇದೆ.
guru, like how you take a guru from somewhere, somebody
ಅಷ್ಟೇ
else,
ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಷ್ಟೇ.
one suddenly one guru comes up in your life.
ಹ್ಮ್
And that guru is what you consider like Sai Baba. Suppose, for example, Puttaparthi Baba is there, Sai Baba is there, whoever. When you're taking that as a guru, no, you're surrendering to that man,
Correct. Yeah.
to that guru, whether man, God man, whatever.
Hmm.
So when once you surrender, then you become part of that, no?
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
100%.
ಅದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಈಗ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾಮ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ನಮ್ದು ಮೈ ಗ್ರ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಫಾದರ್, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಡೆಲಿಬರೇಟ್ಲಿ ವೆದರ್ ಹಿ ಡಿಂಟ್ ವಾಂಟ್ ಟು ಪಾಸ್ ಓವರ್ ದ ಗೋತ್ರ ಆರ್ ಹಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಡಿಂಟ್ ಕೇರ್ ಅಬೌಟ್ ಇಟ್. ಹಿ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಟೋಲ್ಡ್ ಅಸ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗೋತ್ರ. ಈಗ ಈ ಲಿಸ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗೋತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಗೋತ್ರನೇ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ, ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಯು ಆಲ್ ಹರ್ಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಸಮಥಿಂಗ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗೋತ್ರ?
No, I think ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ವರ್ಣಗಳಿಗೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗೋತ್ರ ಇದೆ. The Saptarishis come for only the Brahmana Varna. I am not sure.
Yes, yes, you're right. That
So
is right.
ಬೇರೆ ವರ್ಣಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆ ಗೋತ್ರಗಳಿದೆ. So I don't know exactly.
I mean,
I also have no idea about this gotra concept or not.
ಸೊ
But I think it's like that.
ಇದ್ರು ಇರ್ಬೋದೇನೋ. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಚೆಕ್ ಅದೇ. ಸೊ
I could, however, let me also check. I'll check with the scholars of whom I know here. There are some 4-5 people whom I know who are real big scholars. Should ask them from the Shastriya paramparas, from the Brahmanical paramparas. Those knowledgeable souls will know a lot. They will know the information from the this thing point of view, from the Shastrigam point of view, because they have done Shastrarthas and they have really enriched themselves in the knowledge of the Vedas and the Upanishads. So from there, these people might be able to, because I remember, I know for a fact that, you do that, all the things, Nitya Karma, which is required to be done by a Brahmin. I'm talking from Brahminic point of view. I don't know anything else. So that, if you see, that full is there. There is a full set of norms that they have. They keep the Agni also will be, on the whole day for whole night also. The Agni will be on. They will not switch it off at all. So like that was the methodology that they used to follow so strictly.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
That's why they used to have all the traits of the parents of the origin of the Gotra. Today, I don't think that is very valid because it doesn't really happen.
ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್.
There are families where they follow things very strictly, but that's a little rare.
Yeah.
In Tamil Nadu and all, Kerala, in certain places, yeah, there's Yambaradris, Namburis and all those fellows. Those people, they also follow very strictly certain things.
Yeah.
But that is also diluting today.
Yeah, I mean, what you accept finally, what you neurons that wire together, fire together ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ, neurons that fire together, wire together. So
Yeah.
what I continuously am accepting as my reality, that will become my reality ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ನಾನು
Very true.
ಈ ಗೋತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, you are actually restructuring your existence and your
Correct.
reality there. Anyway,
But the only thing that is confusing me is the genetics part of it. So if that plays a role for me to connect with that rishi or whatever, I am a little skeptical about that. Because when you say I can connect with any rishi, of course I can, but will I have an extra advantage if I'm actually from that gotra is my question.
Extra advantage happens only when you completely surrender.
it needs to unlock ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ. ನಿನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಇದೆ,
Yes.
ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಟ್ರೆಷರ್ ಚೆಸ್ಟ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು, ನೀನು ಅನ್ಲಾಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಆ ಪೊಟೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ನ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ
A treasure chest to connect with any rishi or to the particular
probably
rishi?
you have. So maybe you have less. See, it's like you have ನಿನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಒಂದು 100 keys ಇದೆ. Okay, so for each treasure chest you have 100 keys, out of which one is the key. Okay, if so you have 7 treasure chests with 700 keys with you. Okay, 100 for each. If you belong to one particular gotra, let's assume some Vishwamitra gotra, ಆ ಗೋತ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ probably 100 keys ಇರೋ ಬದಲು you have 10 keys. So your probability of searching it faster, unlocking it faster is more, you know. So, so ಆಯ್ತಾ?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, ಅಷ್ಟೇ. So you have better access to it because you have ancestral. Each of your ancestor has removed one unnecessary keyನ ತೆಗೆದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಸೊ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದೇರ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿಸ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬಿಹೇವಿಯರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ. 100 ಇರೋದನ್ನು ನಿನಗೆ 10 ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ನಿಂಗೆ ಬೇಕಂದರೆ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡು 10ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಥರ ತೊಗೋಬೋದು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ವಾ. ಯಾ yeah, but genes can be changed. The structure of the genes or the genetic coding can be changed. So your sankalpa, your strength of your intention, you can change the genetic structure of your genes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. 9:45 ಆಗೋಯ್ತು, 47. Let's see, at least we'll complete one chapter. Any other question? ಬೇರೆ ಆಯ್ತಾ ದೀಪು? Fine? Yeah. Okay. Indama, anything you wanted to add, Indama, on this topic?
ಇಲ್ಲ.
Sure, sure.
Shruti.
Shruti Akka, Alok, Sushmita, Suraksha, you have any questions? Any thoughts on what we discussed?
No, Rahul.
Sure, sure.
No, Rahul, but I want to know about my Gotra. If my Chinmay helps, then I would be very curious to know about my Gotra. Currently, I don't know actually.
Like your
So,
Gotra, your ancestors only will have to tell you. Some person, I don't know if that is decipherable from your Kundali chart in the Gotagalla Ankotina. It is not decipherable.
ನಾವೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಂಡ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹಾಕ್ತಿವಿ ಗೋತ್ರ ಅಂತ,
ಬರ್ದಿರ್ತೀವಿ.
ಬಟ್ ಬರೀತೀವಿ, ಬಟ್ ವಿ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಯು ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್ ಟು ವಿಚ್, ಯುವರ್ ಹಸ್ಬೆಂಡ್ ಬಿಲಾಂಗ್, ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಮ್ಯಾರಿಡ್, ಬಟ್
She's married.
yeah, I am.
okay. So your husband's Gotra is what will come to you, but you might be born in a particular Gotra. That you have to only ask your parents only. Nobody else can find it for you.
Tell Sushmita. It's not decipherable through any other means.
So
Mostly ಅವ್ರಿಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, that's why I asked.
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಗೋತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ.
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ, all people who are Lingayats, you know, if they are Lingayats, they all are in Shiva Gotra. Because they gave up everything else and started doing Shiva Sharanas. They became totally Sharana to Shiva. So after that, anybody in that Gotra, they all have Shiva Gotra only.
Correct.
Like that.
All Vaishnavas just say Vishnu Gotra. All Shaiva
If you don't know, they'll say Vishnu Gotra. That's it. Because finally lineage is from Vishnu only. So.
Yeah. Alok, you're saying, you're asking something.
So Rahul, I also have one chart. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಗೋತ್ರಗೆ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕುಲದೇವತಾ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ.
ಅದು ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಖಂಡಿತ ಇರುತ್ತೆ.
Associated with certain characters of that person.
That is pretty sure it will be there. That's nice. Okay, at least one chapter ಮುಗಿಸೋಣ ಇವತ್ತು. Chapter 1, subchapter 56. Okay. All right. Okay, chapter 1, subchapter 56. Okay. So, yeah.
Screen.
Sorry, ma?
Share screen.
Oh, sorry, Pandliya. I'm sorry, I forgot. I had unshared. Yeah, can you see now?
Yeah, right. Yes.
Yes, chapter 1, subchapter 56. His heart was tormented. Okay, whose heart? Vishwamitra's heart. Okay, Vishwamitra's heart was tormented, remembering the subjugation he had been subjected to. You know, the way he was defeated. Okay, because of the enmity with the great souled one, that is Vasishta, he sighed repeatedly. Okay, sighed is the cha and hello is sighing. Okay, so O Raghava, with his wife, he headed for the southern direction. Vishwamitra, the great ascetic, subjected himself to supreme austerities. He followed self-control, practicing those supreme austerities and subsisting on fruits and roots. He had sons who were devoted to truth and dharma. Havishpanda, Madhushpanda, Dhridanetra and Maharatha. After a full 1000 years, Brahma... Sorry, someone joined the call. Oh, my missus joined the call. Yes. Welcome, Priyanka. So, yeah. Okay. So, after a full 1000 years, Brahma, grandfather of the worlds, spoke these sweet words to Vishwamitra, the store of austerities. O son of Kushika, through your austerities, you have conquered the worlds meant for Rajarshis. Okay, because of your austerities, we will know you as a Rajarshi. Having said this, with the other gods, the immensely energetic Brahma, the supreme lord of the worlds, went to heaven and to Brahma's world. Hearing this, Vishwamitra was somewhat ashamed and crestfallen. Full of great misery and intolerance, he said, despite my having practiced great austerities, all the gods and the large number of rishis have only come to know me as a Rajarshi. I think all my austerities have been fruitless. O Kakutstha, having made up his mind in this way, the supreme soul and great ascetic undertook supreme austerities again. Every time it was some 1000 years. Okay. So at the time there was the famous Trishankhu, a descendant of the lineage of the Ikshvakus. He was truthful in speech and had conquered his senses. O Raghava, his mind turned towards undertaking a sacrifice whereby, in his own physical body, he could go to the supreme destination of the gods. So 401 is that is heaven. Okay. Having thought of this, he invited Vasishta. Okay, so that is to be the officiating priest at the sacrifice. So he invited Vasishta to do the sacrifice. However, the great souled Vasishta expressed his inability. Having been refused by Vasishta, he left for the southern direction where Vasishta's sons had been tormenting themselves through austerities for a long time. Trishanku saw 100 of Vasishta's supremely radiant, extremely energetic, and illustrious sons tormenting themselves. He approached all those great souled sons of his preceptor. Preceptor here is Vasishta. He first greeted them, somewhat ashamed and with a downcast face. He joined his hands in salutation and addressed all those greatly energetic ones. I have come here to seek refuge with you. You are the ones who grant refuge, and I am one who seeks refuge. O fortunate ones, I have been refused by the great souled Vasishta. I wish to perform a great sacrifice, and you should grant me your permission. I have bowed down before all the sons of my preceptor, seeking their favors. O Brahmanas, you have based yourselves in austerities, and I bow down my head and worship you. I desire that you self-controlled ones should ensure the success of my sacrifice so that I can reach the world of the gods in my own physical body. O stores of austerities, refused by Vasishta, I do not see any other refuge anywhere with the exception of all the sons of my preceptor. For all those who belong to the Ikshvaku lineage, priests are the supreme destination. Therefore, thereafter, that is after Vasishta's refusal, all of you are like gods to me. Okay, so yeah, we're at 9:54 already. So yeah, I think one chapter sakonsadala. We
Yeah.
have had enough discussion today. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Great. I think we have something to contemplate on Gotras and the psychology
Yes.
behind it. So, Marna, we'll all search for it. I'll also look for it. Okay. So,
I'll find out. Let me see what I can get.
does it still apply? What is the genetic coding? So,
I know one person. I'll request him if he can come and be there on the meeting next week.
oh, that'll
If
be
he's
nice.
ready,
Sure.
then he might answer all the questions as
That'll
per
be very
his.
nice. Yeah, that'll be very nice.
Let's see.
Sure. All right. Okay. Any other questions or anything to share? Anyone?
ನನಗೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಇದೆ
Yes.
ರಾಮಾಯಣದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ. ಸೀತೆನ ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ಕಳಿಸುವಾಗ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿಗಳ ಹತ್ರನೇ ಯಾಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ?
ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ವಾಸ್ ಸೀತಾಸ್ ಬ್ರದರ್.
ಎಸ್, ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ರೀ. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ತು ನಿಂಗೆ ನಿಧಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್?
ಅರ್ಜುನ್ ಸರ್ ಪೊಯೆಟಿಕ್ ಆಗಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಪೊಯೆಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಹಿ ಸೀತಾಸ್ ಬ್ರದರ್.
ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದವಳು ಸೀತೆ, ವಲ್ಮೀಕದಿಂದ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದವನ್ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ.
What is Valmika?
ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕ
And
ಇಸ್ ಹುತ್ತ, ಆಂಟ್ ಹಿಲ್.
And hill.
Correct. Yeah.
ಸೊ ಇಬ್ರು ಭೂಮಿ ಪುತ್ರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭೂಮಿಗೆ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದವರು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಭೂಮಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದವರಾದ್ರಿಂದ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಬ್ರದರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್. ಸೊ ಅವಳನ್ನ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ಆಶ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ನಿಧಿ.
And one more point in the ma,
Huh.
that is a nice way to see it. But Rama specifically tells Lakshmana to leave Sita near the Pampa river where Valmiki's ashrama is
Yeah.
there. Because when the whole society is defaming her and questioning her character, a spiritually uplifted person like Valmiki will see through
Yes.
through
Yes.
her through a spiritual lens and see that Sita is pure and she's just being defamed, and he will accept her, and that is what happened.
Yes.
Valmiki was a extremely a spiritual person, a rishi. He could see that she's been defamed for no reason, and due to that rishi stage of his, he accepted her and let her stay in the ashrama. So that's another reason Rama specifically mentions near
Mentions, yes. ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್.
ಹತ್ರ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಅಂತ ಬಿಡ್ಬೋದಾಗಿತ್ತಲ್ಲ. ವೈ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ? ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಇಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ಸೋಲ್.
I think that was the nearest available. And Vishwamitra, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಆಶ್ರಮ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತ. I think Vishwamitra was more of a wandering sage, something like that. And Vasishtha was the Kula Purohita. He couldn't leave her there. Vasishtha was there in the cities. Nearest was a Valmiki, a spiritually uplifted person.
ಅಂಡ್ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಕೌಶಿಕ ರಾಜ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವನ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೆರಡು ಕತೆ ಇದೆ, ಅದ್ಯಾರಿಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತು?
ನಿಧಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿರುತ್ತೆ.
ಯಾವ್ದು ಬಗ್ಗೆ?
ಕೌಶಿಕ ರಾಜ ಆಗಿದ್ದಾಗ ಹಿ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ಸಮ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ ಕೋಪನ ಗೆಲ್ಲಕ್ಕಾಗದೆ ಯಾವ ರೀತಿ ಅವನು ಸಹ ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು, ಅಷ್ಟು ತಪಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದನ್ನು ಕಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಯ್ತು ಅನ್ನೋದ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಕತೆ ಇದೆ.
ಹೌದಾ?
ನಿಧಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾ? ಅವನ್ ವಸಿಷ್ಠರ ಮೇಲಿನ ಕೋಪಕ್ಕೆ ತಪಸ್ಸಕ್ಕೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾನೆ ಕೌಶಿಕ. ಸಿಕ್ಕಾಪಟ್ಟೆ ವರ್ಷ ತಪಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಆದ್ರೂ ಅವನ್ಗೆ ಕೋಪನ ಜಯಿಸಕ್ಕಾಗಲ್ಲ. ಈ ಕುಡನ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಂಗರ್. ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಮರದ ಕೆಳಗಡೆ ಕೂತಿರುವಾಗ ಒಂದ್ ಹಕ್ಕಿ ಅವನ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಗಲೀಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಂತ ತಲೆ ಎತ್ತಿ ನೋಡಿ ಕೋಪದ ಕಣ್ಣಿಂದ ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಹಕ್ಕಿ ಸುಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗತ್ತೆ. ಮಾರನೇ ದಿನ ಅವನು ಭಿಕ್ಷಾನ್ನಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಹಳ್ಳಿಗೆ ಅಲಿವಾಗ ಹಿ ಗೋಸ್ ಟು ಎ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್, ಒಂದ್ ಮನೆ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಭಿಕ್ಷಾಂದೇಹಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಆ ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಗೃಹಿಣಿ ಎಷ್ಟೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೂ ಹೊರಗ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ತುಂಬಾ ಹೊತ್ತಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದ್ ಅನ್ನ ಹಾಕಕ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಕೋಪದಿಂದ ಅವಳ ದುರು ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಅವಳು ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ನೀನ್ ಹಿಂಗ್ ಕೋಪದಿಂದ ನೋಡಿದ್ ಮಾತ್ರಕ್ಕೆ ಮರದಿಂದ ಸುಟ್ಟು ಕೆಳಗ್ ಬೀಳಕ್ಕೆ ನನ್ ಹಕ್ಕಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಾಳೆ. ಕೌಶಿಕ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಶಾಕ್ಡ್. ಹೆಂಗೆ? ನೀನ್ ಮನೇಲಿದ್ದವಳು, ಮನೆಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಗ್ ಬರ್ದೇ ಇದ್ದವಳು, ನಿನಗೆ ಕಾಡಲಾಗಿದ್ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅಂತ. ನೀನ್ ಇದನ್ನ ನನ್ನ ಕೇಳಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಇನ್ನೂ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಧರ್ಮವ್ಯಾದ ಅಂತ ಸಿಗ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋಗಿ ಕೇಳು ಅಂತ ಕಳಿಸ್ತಾಳ ಅವಳು. ಧರ್ಮವ್ಯಾದ ಈಸ್ ವಿದುರಾಸ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅವತಾರ. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಯಮಧರ್ಮಾಸ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಅವತಾರ. ವಿದುರ, ಕನಕದಾಸ ಅಂಡ್ ಧರ್ಮವ್ಯಾದ.
ಅದು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ನಾನ್ ಕೇಳಿರೋದ್ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಕೌಶಿಕ ಋಷಿ ಅಂತ. ಮೇ ಬಿ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಆಲ್ಸೋ.
ಕೌಶಿಕ ಋಷಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ವಿಶ್ವಾಮಿತ್ರ ಕೌಶಿಕ ರಾಜ ಆಗಿ ಋಷಿ ಆಗಿ ಆಮೇಲಿಂದ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲಿ. ರಾಜ ಋಷಿ ಆಗಿ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮರ್ಷಿ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ವಸಿಷ್ಠರ ಜೊತೆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಂಪಿಟೇಷನ್. ಆವಾಗಿನ ಕತೆ. ಧರ್ಮವ್ಯಾದನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೋದಾಗ ಈಸ್ ಎ ಬುಚ್ಚರ್. ಧರ್ಮವ್ಯಾದ ಅವನ್ ಮಾಂಸನ ಕಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೆಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವತ್ತಿನ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ ದುಡ್ಡನ್ನ ತಗೊಂಡ್ ಹೋಗಿ ಮನೇಲಿ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿನ ಸೇವೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಸೇವಕರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆಮೇಲಿಂದ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಈಟ್. ಅವನ ಹತ್ರ ಧರ್ಮ ಏನ್ ಕೇಳೋದು ಅಂದಾಗ ಅವನದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನನ್ನ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ಪಾಡಿಗೆ ನನ್ನ ಜೀವನ ಕಳಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕೋ ಅಷ್ಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ನಾನು ದುಡಿತೀನಿ, ಅಷ್ಟ್ ಮಾತ್ರ ಪ್ರಾಣಿದ್ ಮಾಂಸ ಇದ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ನಾನು. ಅದು ನನ್ನ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿನ ಸಾಕೋದು ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ, ನನ್ನ ವೃತ್ತಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಮಿಲಿಯಿಂದ ಬಂದಿರೋ ವೃತ್ತಿ ಇದು. ಇದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿನ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಇವನ್ ಕಾಡಿಗೆ ಬಂದು ತಪಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾನೆ ಕೌಶಿಕ ರಾಜ. ವಿಲ್ ರಿಯಲೈಸ್ ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯನ ನಾನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ದೆ, ನಾನು ಏನೇ ಸಾಧನೆ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ನನಗೆ ಋಷಿತ್ವ ಸಿಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಡ್ ಒನ್ ಮೋರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್. ರಾಮ, ಸೀತಾ, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಹನುಮಂತ ಇರೋ ಫೋಟೋ ನೋಡಿದಾಗ ಏನ್ ಅನ್ಸುತ್ತೆ?
ರಾಮ ಸೀತಾ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ
ರಾಮ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಾರಾಯಣ, ವಿಷ್ಣು, ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಅರ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಅವತಾರ, ಸೀತಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಿ ಅವತಾರ ಅನ್ಸತ್ತೆ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ ಐ ಲರ್ನ್ ಥ್ರೂ ಅನ್ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್, ಒಂದು ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂದ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳದ ತತ್ವ. ರಾಮ ಈಸ್ ಆಕಾಶ, ಸೀತಾ ಈಸ್ ಭೂಮಿ, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಈಸ್ ಅಗ್ನಿ, ಆಂಜನೇಯ ಈಸ್ ವಾಯು, ಅಂಡ್ ಭರತ ಶತ್ರುಘ್ನ ಆರ್ ಜಲ. ಸೊ ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳದ ತತ್ವನ ಅವ್ರು ಅಳವಡಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ರಿಂದ ಈವನ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲೇ ಬರೋದಲ್ವಾ.
ಭರತ ಅಂಡ್ ಶತ್ರುಘ್ನ ವೇರ್ ಟ್ವಿನ್ಸ್, ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಅಂಡ್ ಶತ್ರುಘ್ನ ವೇರ್ ಟ್ವಿನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ?
ಟ್ವಿನ್ಸ್. ಆದ್ರೆ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮಣ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಸ್ವರೂಪ, ಅವನ್ ಆದಿಶೇಷಂದಿದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಅಗ್ನಿ ತತ್ವ ಅವನು ಅಂತ. ಅಂಡ್ ಭರತ ಶತ್ರುಘ್ನ 14 ವರ್ಷ ರಾಮ ಇಲ್ದೇ ಇರುವಾಗ ಜನರನ್ನ ಅವರು ದೇಶನ ಪೊರೆದವರು ಅವರು ಅಂತ, ಪ್ರೊವೈಡಿಂಗ್ ದೆಮ್ ವಿತ್ ಎವ್ರಿಥಿಂಗ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಜಲಧಾರೆ, ಧಾರೆ ಕೊಟ್ಟಂಗೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಲ ಅಂತ. ಐ ವಾಂಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಶೇರ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಯು ವೆನ್ ಐ ಲರ್ನ್ಡ್. ಪಂಚಭೂತಗಳನ್ನ ಅದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇರೆ ಬೇರೆದೆಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿದೀವಿ ನಾವು ರಾಮಾಯಣನ, ದಶರಥನ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತೆಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ವಯಿಸಿರೋದು. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ಸಮವಾಟ್ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಮಿ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಒಂಥರ ಹೊಸ ಇದು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಅನ್ಸ್ತು ನನಗೆ. ಸೊ ರಶ್ಮಿ, ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಸೆಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಪಾಡ್ಕಾಸ್ಟ್ ಟು ಯು. ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್ ಇದು.
ಓಕೆ.
Thank you.
Nice learnings today. All right. Time ಎಷ್ಟಾಯಿತು? 10:03. Yes. Wind up ಮಾಡೋಣ. We'll wind up with the Shanti mantras. ಓಂ ಸರ್ವೇ ಭವಂತು ಸುಖಿನಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಂತು ನಿರಾಮಯಾಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಭದ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಶ್ಯಂತು, ಮಾ ಕಶ್ಚಿತ್ ದುಃಖಭಾಗ್ ಭವೇತ್. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಸಹನಾ ಭವತು, ಸಹನೋ ಭುನಕ್ತು, ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂಕರವಾವಹೈ, ತೇಜಸ್ವಿನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಅಸತೋ ಮಾ ಸದ್ಗಮಯ, ತಮಸೋ ಮಾ ಜ್ಯೋತಿರ್ಗಮಯ, ಮೃತ್ಯೋರ್ಮಾ ಅಮೃತಂ ಗಮಯ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು, ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು, ಲೋಕಾಃ ಸಮಸ್ತಾಃ ಸುಖಿನೋ ಭವಂತು. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ. All right. Thank you all. Namaste once again and good night. Next Thursday.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Good night. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Thank you.
ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಬರ್ತದೆ, ನಾನು ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಧಿ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಬಾಯ್ ಬಾಯ್ ಅಂತ ಮಗು ಥರ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡೆ ನಾನು.